So how do we close this information gap? Because clearly one of the issues, apart from, because if people have more information, then they can figure out more ways. Like I remember, I spoke in Uyo in 2017. 174 people were in that seminar, and only 3 people knew of Spotify. 2017, right? 2017. And I was asking about, Music Plus. Some people knew Boomplay, but then Boomplay wasn't as big as it is now. But it was, all they were looking for was one rich man to give us money. Like, our rich men are stingy. They give girls money. They don't want to give me money, right? And if they were supporting my career,
I would have blown by now.
But then I asked the question. I said to the guys, I have a check here. If you can tell me how I can get my money back, I'll give you right now. Cricket.
Of course.
So how do we what things should we be doing actively and consistently to close this communication gap? In your opinion, because you guys are engaging the new school guys, you're seeing the new managers coming in. How do we fix this thing?
Do artists want people to stream music? Do they want it?
I'd guess they do.
I get what you're saying.
You know what? Because a lot of artists are fine with their songs being downloaded for free because, as his joke that time, exposure. A lot of them don't care.
And it's not their fault, so.
See, to me, one of the ways we can close the gap is artists making a conscious effort. See what Black Bones did with Stream Harbor. That was conscious. It was a conscious. I'm sure it's not everybody that streams. Some people still downloaded and they will have posted #Stream Harbor. But he was particular about you streaming it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was particular about it that you need to stream it. If you are trying to help me as an artist, I need you to come through for me, stream my song. I think that's one of the ways we can close the gap.
I think one thing we have to understand, number one thing we have to understand is it's not a day's job. As a matter of fact, we are still going to be on this issue 50 years from now.
That would not be good.
It will be better.
No, of course, but so when you say 50 years from now on the same, what I'm trying to do, so I'll give you an example. I've sat in meetings in the UK, and I know artists that have lost opportunities because of the management they took to the meeting. Right? They know the artists. They don't. So how I see this, I've engaged over 50 talents, and there's something that I've learned. It's once in a blue moon that you find a talent or a creative person that has the ability to do the business. So the same way I would walk into a studio and see my client in 1 hour listen to a plain beat and come up with music and fills it with rhythm, it's the same way they are confused when I open a Word document that is blank and in 3 hours I've created a proposal that we're sending out to somebody, right? So we're two different people. Creative people think emotionally, most of them do, right? And you can't expect an emotional person to make a lot of business decisions.
True.
Now, so most of these labels, most of these people don't expect the artist to fully understand the business. They want you to have a grasp of it.
Yeah.
They hope you don't have a grasp of
So
it.
they can take advantage.
Right? But they want to know that the people you work with get it. Like, if we have a conversation with you around publishing, you're not going to stress us. I was talking to PD the other day, and I was telling him that I was in a meeting with a guy who was an artist, brought his lawyer to a meeting. And so we're supposed to negotiate his contract. And the guy starts telling me, as in, while he was talking, my brain just went, this guy does tenancy agreements. Right? That's what went to my head. So I said it. I said, maybe we should talk more when your lawyer understands entertainment and IP, because it just seems like he's talking to me as if he's negotiating tenancy agreement. And the guy got livid. The guy got upset. Turns out, that's what he does.
Wow.
But the thing is, there's that. It's important that yes, the artist needs to want people to stream their music, but the reason why the artist is doing that is because they think that is the best way, right? If I can be popular, I can eat. And something Chin said to me once. He said, "Don't tell the artist, show him." Right? You can talk from now till tomorrow about how you can make the artist 10 million naira. Until you make 10 million naira,
then they
will listen to you, right? So I feel like we need to get more people showing these things, fully understanding it. I personally believe that if I go and sit with a label and I don't know anything about options in a contract, in a licensing contract, then I've already set up myself to fail.
Yeah.
So I personally, why education is important to me is because I know how the lives of a lot of my artists changed when I became informed.
I agree with you.
So when I started talking to, even if it's Live Nation in the UK, I could negotiate certain things based on information, based on knowledge. I knew if I can sell out 3,000 seater, I can negotiate for them to pay for a 5,000 venue, right? And if I negotiate, I can get a good deal because I'm pulling an audience. And if I want to get a good deal, I can tie them to giving me shows across the UK and earning a commission as a booking agent for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's information that I have and I use in the conversation. And I can now tell them, well, this is my 2-year plan of how the artist is going to go from Nigeria to the UK to America. So if we're doing well in the UK, you push them in Europe, and they could actually see the conversations become easier.
Yeah.
So I personally think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it starts with the guys that should be giving out the information and the guys that should be representing the artist.
I can't help but think that information is one step. It's one of the things that we need to do.
No, of course, it's one thing.
It's one thing, but I think the number one thing we have to all realize is we are not going to get there in 5 years. Because let's look at it this way. We can't liken the Nigerian market to markets like the UK and the US.
No.
The markets that are most similar to ours are South America, say Brazil or an India, where the social classes are similar to each other based on percentage and existence of human beings. So the middle class in Nigeria, the percentage is probably going to be similar to the middle class in Brazil and in India. So the thing is, let's look at how Latinx music has grown in streaming over the past 10 years, right? About 15 years ago, they had similar problems to what we have.
Yeah.
Till now, they are still not there.
Yeah.
But guess what? The highest number of billion views videos on YouTube are from Latin pop artists.
Sure.
And guess what was their biggest market in 2018? All those numbers. India.
Okay.
So the thing is, they still have those problems, but the industry is growing.
So that's the thing I'm trying to say.
So I think both of you are saying this.
Yeah. So we need to get information out there. I'll give you an example of Uyo again.
Yes.
There are 8 universities in Uyo. And I had I asked, there were half of the room were artists. And I said, some of you have a following. What if 5 of you come together and do a compilation CD and tour universities in Uyo? These are 8 shows already.
Yeah.
Where if you take 60K or 70K, you could make 1,000 CDs, right? And it takes 2 days or so to make those CDs. So you could actually spread. Now, the conversation I was having with them sounded interesting, but it was also clear that you now needed the knowledge for how to actually put it together.
Yes.
Which is where knowledge comes in. And I'll explain. So now there's a job for a stage manager.
Yeah.
Now there's a job for a promoter.
Yeah.
Now there's a job for a road manager. Now there's a job for an assistant, or there's a job for somebody who's coming up with the ideas of how to sell.
Yes.
There's jobs just start popping up. Why? Because more people know what is needed. And I feel that's one example. Another example I gave them was, you guys have the Akwa Ibom associations, Ibibio, EFIC associations in America.
Yes.
These, and it's a huge number, they have conferences. And I said, how many of you have tried to connect
with those associations?
to those associations?
So you can talk.
Portraying culture. So that those guys in America are the ones who are streaming music. Uncles, aunties have Spotify.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? If they know they can find your music on Spotify, they'll listen. What they're listening to on Spotify is, what's his name? Al Green. Right? You know what I mean? Because that's what they can relate to. That, you know, if I go on here, all this noise these children are making, I need to find the one that works for me.
Yeah.
Right? But if they know that I can find something from here that speaks a language I understand,
fresh,
they will connect to it.
And gives me nostalgia.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll connect to it. And I think that is I don't mean, when I say information, I'm not saying in the most formal sense. We have 174 universities in Nigeria. Not one offers music business as a course.
Shout out to Nigeria.
Not one. Right? And I know this because I was touring universities asking questions.